Hey guys, it's the Chad, your C10 truck nerd. Well, I'm back down here at my cousin's shop to work on the 68 GMC, and our hope is to get this down to C10 Nationals, which leaves us about 25 days to get this all wrapped up so we can test on it. I'm not saying it's impossible, but it's, we need a miracle. Well, it's been about a week and a half, almost 2 weeks since I've been down here last, and Garrett's been putting hours in, like 7 days a week on this, spending some more money, but I know it's hard to tell that we did anything, but...
It's funny because it doesn't really look like I've done a lot, but I have worked every single day on this, and I'm not going to lie, a lot of this that I'm doing, this is the first time that I've done it, so I have to figure it out as I go. Anyway, we got the rockers in. Of course, you saw that last time, but they weren't painted. It took me a little time to get everything primed, painted, done. And with that done, it means that I can finally move on to everything else. So I got the gas tank in. I got a brand new sending unit in, and I don't know if you can see that, but see that end right there? Again, this was new. Once I started tightening that up, she just crumbled.
Why is it brown?
I don't know. It should be brass, you know? I don't know if they overheated it or what, but you know, there's 45 bucks down the drain, so I ordered another one, and it should be in here today. So again, fuel tank, I got all of the sound mat down. I got this rubber weather stripping in place.
What'd you use, Precision?
Yeah.
Yep.
This is not the glue-in type. This is the snap-in type, which I would recommend anyone do. Saves a lot of time and a lot of mess. Inside is really where I've been spending a lot of my time this last week. I've been putting in the custom, what is that?
American Auto Wire.
American Auto Wire, the whole brand new wiring kit, which again, I'm new to this. So it's taken a little bit of time trying to get the speaker in, get the stereo in, I got the dash pad in, all the new venting. I actually went through here too. I took this all completely apart yesterday, put a brand new turn signal switch in place, which everyone complains about. I thought it was really easy to do, especially when it's all taken apart like this. I could tell that if everything was together, it might be a little bit tougher, but I thought it was pretty easy. Rebuilt my heater knobs and stuff yesterday, replaced all of that, got a new ignition switch in. I mean, realistically, today we're going to install a lot of this stuff, and the inside of this is going to be pretty close to done.
So we bought all new switches for this, so I'm going to install the wiper and the headlights and what Garrett found with the American Auto Wire kit. He ordered it for the correct year, 67, 68, but with the kit itself, the wiper switch is actually set up to be on the passenger side, like on 69 to 72s, instead of being below, so we can't make the length without splicing it in. So we're actually just going to put it where the choke used to be because we don't need it, and go from there.
If you guys are installing an American Auto Wire whole wiring kit for your vehicle, it doesn't matter what vehicle it is, they recommend these two crimpers, and I will tell you, they are expensive. I think between the two of them with tax was close to 200 bucks, but it's worth it. It's one of the few times that I would say that spending that much money just on the tool is worth it, but it makes those crimps just perfectly, just like the GM crimps from the factory. So spend the money and get these.
If not, buy them and then ask your buddy if you can borrow them, and then just rent them out. I know a guy that's got 6 or 7 C10s. So. So I'm gonna go through and clean up the shifter handle. You can see how much nastiness is on here. Same with the These little bezels too for the clusters. Just clean some of this junk up. Just with the wire wheel, they're brass and should clean up real nice.
Oh, here we go.
Look at that already. Boom. What you think? It looks pretty good. Well, we didn't have a big opportunity to show you the engine last time, but tell me what you got.
Well, last time you saw it, I was getting everything together, but she is completely together and painted. That stock 503 color, which again, the engine wouldn't have been a 503, but I think it looks pretty cool like this.
Yeah.
So I ran it in this morning. To see that, you're gonna have to come over to my channel, which is Challenged or @Challenged1. And I show the whole run-in of this, but it runs really nice, really smooth. It was idling down to 450 RPM, which generally tells you it's a pretty good engine at that point. It's not a super aggressive cam, but it is definitely a couple steps above stock, so it's got a good sound to it. I'm really excited to drop this into the truck.
And your run stand worked pretty dang good from the swap meet.
This thing is awesome. Oh man, it takes a little bit to get everything set up, but it's completely worth it just so that you can access everything around it.
Yeah, it's nice to find out if you got leaks and any issues now instead of keep stabbing this thing in and pulling it out. So I think we got a pretty good investment on this so far already. So this is the door that we got from Kobe at the truck farm because Garrett's had that copper color when we bought it, but this one actually had lower trim where Garrett's is the base and it does not, and it also had these big old farm mirrors with these gnarly holes in it. So he went through and spot welded those in. We'll try to match the paint up a little bit. I think it'll just blend in with the truck a lot better, and the less holes you have in these doors, the better. Just less chance for junk and debris to get down in them. Let's see what kind of goodies are in the bottom of this door. Matchbooks. Oh, there's a lock bagger. You should probably wear gloves doing this just so you don't surprise yourself. This one's actually pretty dang clean. Again, if you got these old trucks, go through, pull the door panels off every once in a while, or at least when you buy it, it's been sitting forever, and just go through and try to dig all this crud out of there, get a hose, wash these bottom drain holes out, or you're gonna run into some serious rust issues one day, if it's not already happened. So if you didn't know, Garrett's got a little obsession with small blocks and LS's, which I don't have the heart to tell him he's got a problem, but he's got problems. But it's getting bad.
Well, Chad, you bring home.
Hello. Hey.
Yes, you keep bringing home more projects, so we got to stuff something in them.
Oh yeah, mine's back over in the corner, so I'm just 1/20th of the problem, I think.
Oh yeah, you've got one over there.
So if your guys' door panel retainers, you know, these things that hold the top of the door panels to the door, if they're all like rusty like ours were, you can go through and just soak them in a little phosphoric acid or just sand them or grind them down and spray them with a little Argent, you know. Makes them look better, I guess. Time for lunch, and nobody can tell that I have 3 girls from my lunch bill, can you? So pretty much we got a million things to do, and I like to make things pretty, so we're gonna go through and finish cleaning up the frame where we didn't have access to it before with the clip on, and clean up the seat brackets, because obviously this is gonna do nothing for us other than make me feel better.
It'll look pretty.
Yeah, it'll look pretty on a trailer if we keep doing this thing.
I swear, we'll drive it there, even if it's just into the stadium.
I'm in. So I've got the brackets all cleaned up, and I'm just going to spray them with a little VHT engine enamel and make them look brand newish. Ish. How's it going?
Very messy.
How come you're wearing a mask and I'm not?
I'm smart.
Yeah, I didn't claim to be smart, I guess. Dang it. Well, here goes the first delivery of the day. So we got some more packages in. What came in today?
We got the sway bar brackets. And thank you to Jeff for mentioning that we might be forgetting the sway bar. This truck didn't actually come with one from the manufacturer, but I actually had one on the shelf from a different truck, and this one is 1 1/16", which is the small version of what factory would have come out with. So it'll be perfect for this truck. And again, I already had it.
Sweet. Thanks, Jeff. So we've got the cluster pulled all apart, and Garrett decided to go through and add a external, well, not an external, but a factory style tack in the middle of the new cluster. So get that done too.
In a voltmeter, buddy.
Oh yeah, and a voltmeter instead of an amp meter. So
make the thing real expensive. But functional.
Functional. So I went through and pulled the kick panel vents out, popped all the rivets, and I'm gonna put new gaskets or seals in here. You can see these old ones are just trash. So I went to Classic Parts of America. We bought some new ones. I'm gonna pop these in, respray the doors, and have functional kick panel vents. So one thing to be aware of. Keep it down. I'm trying to film.
I work.
Okay. So one thing to be aware of when you're going to go through and paint your seat brackets is once you get it all done and before you reinstall it, don't forget to make adjustments to the actual seat itself, because it's going to have like rusty spots where you didn't paint if you don't paint all of it. So you know how I know that? Because I've screwed it up.
A new drone,
What do you got, Lincoln? What you got? A drone? Let me see. Sweet. Did you just crash it into Dad's truck?
Yeah, and I don't think the blade.
Into my truck? Which one?
Not this one.
Oh, that truck. All right, that's okay.
What are you doing here? Making a freaking disaster.
I had to.
We did some scraping, and there was about 50 years of blech on there. So putting that sway bar on.
I'm getting the brackets on. Got the brackets from CPP, and they line up just perfectly. Had to cut off the rivets on the back side of this front cross member, because that's where those would generally be, and normally they would be riveted in. Obviously this one didn't have it, so we have to bolt it in, but the spacing of everything is just perfect. These work really well.
CPP for the win. Okay, I got these knocked out, and I pretty much should be a professional painter for like Mako, but that looks good. Well, that's gonna do it for another episode of Two Morons Garage, or I don't know. We're trying real hard. So we got some stuff done today. We made lots of shininess, but not a whole lot of functionalness. But
it sure looks good. If nothing else, it looks good. Of course, all that's going to be covered by the whole front clip, but does it matter? It's protected. That works.
I feel better about it, but you know, we got about, like I say, 25 more days to get this all put back together, running, driving, testing, and I don't know. We're gonna try real hard, but he's gonna have to try really, really hard, because I'm only over here just a little bit at a time. So
yeah, I might have you one or two more times beforehand, which every time helps, but I'm getting there. At this point, we're actually starting to put things onto the truck rather than take everything apart, and that's a huge good feeling.
Yeah, so far so good, and we haven't run into too many major problems yet, but make sure you tag along. We'll probably have a couple more updates on my channel. Garrett will have some updates on his channel as well, and we'll just kind of see what happens. So if you guys haven't, please hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and check out my other 67 to 72 videos as well. We appreciate your time, and thanks for watching. So one thing to be aware of if you are going to be painting your seat brackets to
It sure did come out nice. I tell you what, I don't know what I'm trying to say.
you're going to run into some serious rust issues one day.
Boy, it just never ends, man. You order, you pay like 1,000,000 times of shipping, which adds up, but it is what it is.
So one thing to be aware of. Keep it down. I'm trying to film.
I work.
Oh, okay.
At that point, not an incredibly. It doesn't have an incredibly what is it? Okay, it doesn't have an extremely okay. It doesn't have an. Ah!